verse puts it, may you live in interesting times. I suppose that all times are in one way or another interesting. No generation seems to get a pass. Given the human condition, no span of time is ever dull and boring. Still, given our own interesting times, we have been reflecting together on the question, how then do we live? What does it mean to live faithfully in uncertain, complex, perhaps even troubling times? What does it mean to be the people of conviction and character that God has called us to be? And it is to that question we turn again this morning. Please pray with me. God of grace, speak to us a new word. Remind us that our lives matter to you and to our world. To that end, may the words of my mouth, but even more, may the meditations of our hearts please you, O Lord. For you alone are our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. A young couple preparing for their wedding day was meeting with their pastor for their premarital therapy or the counseling and talking through the ceremony. Excuse that here. They reviewed the vows that they would be taking, but they stumbled as they reviewed those vows over one particular line, and they shared that they were uncomfortable with that traditional part of the marriage vows that reads, "Till death do us part." They would be more comfortable with a vow that read, "So long as we both shall love." After a thoughtful moment, the pastor responded, "Well, then perhaps paper plates might be an appropriate wedding gift." There are times that it is wise to see things in life as an experiment. Others call for us to be all in. Keeping promises can be difficult. Even the idea of making a commitment can be scary. And of course, even if we are willing to keep our end of the promises, there is no way to make sure that others will keep theirs. Commitment is not only difficult in marriages at times. Commitment keeping can be a struggle in all human institutions and relationships. From the government officials who place their hand on a Bible and solemnly swear, to parents who promise to take their kids to the zoo next Saturday. Commitment keeping can be a challenge. I experienced the struggle. As a Presbyterian, I've served on dozens of Presbyterian committees over the years, just as you have served on the committees of this church. And even though I feel it is a privilege to be able to serve, I confess that it is not always the light that comes to my mind when I get up in the morning and see a committee meeting on the calendar. Keeping commitments is difficult, and for all kinds of reasons. Feelings change, better options come along. We get tired or busy or bored, or something or someone upsets us and we just want to walk away. Jesus cautions us about those times. In the text that Amanda read for us earlier, Jesus was talking about commitment making and commitment keeping. When it came to promise making, a tricky little nuance had developed, and William Barclay describes it this way. He writes, the Jews divided promises into two classes, those which were absolutely binding and those which were not. Any oath that contained the name of God was absolutely binding, and any oath which succeeded in evading the name of God was held not to be binding. So it was possible to make a promise that you had no intention of keeping just by leaving God's name out, sort of a theological crossing your fingers behind your back. Imagine how that would upset the order of things. If a friend said, in the name of God, I will meet you for lunch at Napa Valley Grill next Tuesday, you could be sure that they would be there. But if the name of God was not invoked, you would wonder all week if you will end up eating your kale salad all by yourself. provisional promises. Commitments you keep if you feel like it, or if nothing better comes along, or if you're not too busy. Imagine the carnage at Westwood and Wilshire Blvds if everyone agreed to pay attention to the stoplight only when they felt like it, which can, by the way, feel that way during the hours of 4:30 to 6 p.m. Or the frustration you would feel heading to LAX knowing that pilots and flight attendants would show up if they had nothing better to do. In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says simply, "No crossing your fingers behind your back. Live by your word. Let your yes be yes, and your no be no." Of course, not all potential commitments are good or worthy or even possible. When we make too many good commitments, we turn all of them into bad ones because we end up either doing them poorly or not at all. Better to keep a handful of commitments than it is to juggle dozens of commitments poorly. Even Jesus did not commit himself to every possibility that came along. As well, there are bad or damaging commitments, some that should not be made, others that should not be kept. Abusive relationships, lifestyles we cannot afford, groups or pursuits that carry us away from the values of our faith. Ethics professor, the late Lou Smedes, writes, "There is no value in keeping bad commitments. When Albert Speer, architect of the Third Reich, came to the end of his life, he wondered, how could I have given my life to this evil, this monstrous evil? And then Speer provided his own answer. I committed myself early on and never allowed myself to examine or criticize my commitment. Commitments per se are not holy. They are good if their purpose is good. No one is morally bound by a commitment to what is bad or to what is evil. Not all commitments are worthy commitments. However, when we do make good commitments, keeping them does matter. They are the glue that allows our communities to be what God intends. That would allow our children to feel safe and hopeful. Our partners and our friends to relax and be themselves. Again, I quote Smedes. Can you imagine any community where the best we could ever get from anyone was, I'll try to be there if I can, but don't go. Commitment keeping is like the soulful thread, the moral fiber that binds a collection of individuals into a community. Everything depends on it, as Chesterton said. From a family reunion to a political revolution, from the calling of a committee to the founding of a nation, from the building of a city to the coming of the kingdom of God. Consider us, for example. Every single thing that happens at Westwood Presbyterian Church happens because someone made and kept a commitment. Because someone, when asked the question, will you be a faithful member of this congregation, sharing in its worship and ministry, which every new member is asked, these people meant it when they said, I will. I'm in. As people of character, their yes was yes. And so they joined the choir or said yes to teaching Sunday school. They showed up to assemble backpacks for unaccompanied minors, or they even said yes to sitting on the finance committee. No, it's not always exhilarating. But everything that happens here, including all that is exhilarating, happens because someone made a commitment and decided that it was worth keeping. They knew, they felt, they were intentional, that the children we love and teach, that the growth in faith we experience, the lives we touch, the homeless we care for, the music that enriches our souls, the good news of God's love we share so freely, all of that is worth making sure that it happens. We are in nominating season here. The season of invitations go out asking members and friends if they would be willing to serve their church in some way. Every year I experience the same wave of anxiety. What if this is the year that everyone says no? But it hasn't happened yet, and I trust it won't again this year. But I worry a bit. In a culture with so much competition for our commitments, be it work, the PTA, our church, our families, our homes, the simple requirements of being a good citizen, etc., etc., the list is so long of the demands that pull at us. Commitment making calls for discernment. And once we have decided, it calls for commitment keeping. And given the increasing complexity of our lives, the growing possibilities to occupy every otherwise free moment with a screen or a gadget, and our often unrealistic assessment of how many things we can juggle, it is difficult to let our yes be yes and our no be no. But without mutual commitment making and commitment keeping, our social fabric frays. We cannot be the body Christ intends. Our colleagues cannot trust us. Our lives are more anxiety-filled when too many things are too up in the air. When we make and keep our commitments, we are living most like the Christ who kept his commitment to us, even when it was difficult to do so. Jesus is our model. If the Garden of Gethsemane is any indication, he too struggled with whether or not to keep his word. He might simply have walked away from the garden that night. Instead, his yes was yes. He showed us what character looks like. Robertson McQuilkin, the former president of Columbia Bible College and Seminary, faced a major decision a number of years ago when his wife entered the advanced stages of Alzheimer's disease. Against the wishes of many colleagues who wanted him to stay on as president and felt he was wasting his talents, McQuilkin resigned, writing this letter. My dear wife Muriel has been in failing mental health for about 8 years. So far, I've been able to carry both her ever-growing needs into my leadership responsibilities at the college. But recently, it has become apparent that Muriel is contented most of the time she is with me, and almost none of the time I am away from her. It is not just discontent. She is filled with fear, even terror, that she has lost me. She goes in search of me when I leave home. It is clear to me that she needs me now, full time. This decision was made in a way 42 years ago when I promised to care for Muriel in sickness and in health till death do us part. So as a man of my word, integrity has something to do with it. But there is more. I love Muriel. She is a delight to me, her warm love, her occasional flashes of the wit that I used to relish so, her happy spirit and tough resilience in the face of her continual distressing frustration. I do not have to care for her. I get to care for her. It is a high honor. There are many ways our commitments can be kept. What matters is that we make them in good faith and that we keep them as best we are able. There is power and beauty in a good commitment well kept. In those decisions to live by our word, even when difficult, there is a deepening of character, a strengthening of relationships, reweaving of our frayed social fabric. So as Jesus once boiled it to just these few words, may our yes be yes, and our no be no. Let us pray. Merciful Lord, in our increasingly paper plate, I'll try to be there if I can, but don't count on it, world. Help us in our commitment making and keeping to discern what truly matters. By your Spirit, give us the wisdom and strength to build our lives and our world around the promises you have made to us, and the promises we make to you, and the promises we make to one another. We ask this in Jesus, who has shown us the way. Amen.